Hey you all, also hi to fellow dressmakers. You're welcome to another interesting tutorial. And in today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this gorgeous dress you can see on your screen. This brown and beige is the one I saw, and I made this brown and blue, and it came out so well. So if you're interested in learning how to go about the making of this dress, then definitely watch this video to the end. In the previous video, I shared how to go about the pattern drafting and the cutting of this dress, and if you're yet to see that, I'll leave the link to that video in the description box. So after cutting the skirt and using the remaining one to cut the brown part of the top part, I went ahead to cut out the lining, and then the ones that I will need the blue fabric, I also cut them out. This one is the basic sleeve, which I recommend 6 to 8 inches depending on your size as the length for the sleeve, but it's just a basic sleeve. So I have it, and then I have this brown part of the top part. This one is for the back. I have my zipper allowance, and I went ahead to cut out the lining for it. I used a soft cotton lining for this, and then this one is the front part, which I also went ahead to cut out lining. I did not interface any part of this dress, so yeah, this one is the top part from the shoulder to the under bust, which I actually marked down the that length because I thought I was going to do one of the best methods that I know in making this type of dresses that gives it a good finishing at the end of the day. And for that method, all you have to do is to stitch down your darts, just the regular way we do it with the dart length you have on your pattern. Yeah. Then for the fashion fabric, you will now go ahead and go about the darts in a pleated form like we have it on the thumbnail. Do you understand? But then I changed my mind and I'm doing this method you'll be seeing in this video. And for that method, all we have to do now is to just go ahead and open up this top pattern. Open it up in a way that it's right side of the fabric facing you, and then the wrong side facing your flat surface or your table. So this is mine this way. Then I'm going to be taking the lining and place them on the right side this way on both side. Yeah, since this center front is open this way, then go ahead and sew the V with half-inch top stitch on it, and then I have something like this at the end of the day. After sewing the neckline, I went ahead to stitch down the fashion fabric and the lining together just so they stay in place, and then I'm going to be trimming out the excess fabric I have around here, just so it's easier for me to work with it when I'm joining it to the other part of the top part. Do you understand? So I'm going to trim it on both sides this way, and then the dart legs you can decide to notch it so that it will be easier for you to measure it and know how much you'll be pleating later, because the darts we have come in a pleated form. It's still a dart, but it's pleated. So after doing that, I'm going to open up this one, make sure it's also the right side facing you, like facing up this way, and then the wrong side face down. Do you understand? And then you're going to be joining this one this way. So we added half-inch joining allowance here because this part is going to come off really pointy at the end of the day. Yeah, so whatever it is you're seeing here on this top part is the allowance. But then to make it very easy for me, instead of placing it like this, because I added half-inch on this top part, I'm going to be taking out that same half-inch, because if you leave it, it will be hard for you. So you see that I placed my pattern again the same way I cut it out, or the same way I transferred it to the fabric. Then I took out that half-inch, and then you're going to fold it into two equal halves this way, then notch it, just small notch. If you do it like, if that notch is big, it's going to stress you, so go ahead and notch it just very small, just to indicate that this allowance here is what you'll be using to join this part. Then you're going to pleat that allowance or that value, you're going to pleat it around here if that is what you want, but I would prefer mine to be around the under bust, and that's what I ended up with here. That legs that you notched, that's how much of pleats you'll be having here. Either you do it from your neckline down or you do it around the under bust. Then now we are going to also take out this line, this half-inch joining allowance on this lining too. Then you're going to be placing your lining in a way that it is like you're placing it on the right side of the brown fabric. Do you understand? And then again, you're going to notch it to indicate that this is the allowance allocated for this part and the other one for the other side. Now you're going to be joining it like this. You can decide to turn it to the other side just so you follow through the initial stitch you used to join the blue and the brown. Do you understand? But then after doing this one, this other one might be a bit harder than the first one. The first one is not even hard. It's even the second one that might stress you if it is your first time, but it's not something you cannot do. I mean, you have been surviving. So after doing that, we have something like this. I'm yet to iron any part, but then on the right side we have this, and on the wrong side we have it neat like this. That is the essence of doing this whole thing. So now we're going to work on the back, which I've turned the neckline and the center back of the blue one. And for this one, I'm going to open it up in a way that the right side is facing up, and then the wrong side of the brown is facing down. Then I'm going to place this one this way, right side to the right side. Yeah, then you can decide to go ahead and join it first if you want to, before joining, like turning it with the lining, or better still, just go ahead and pin it down like you see me doing it here. Pin it at several points to secure it or hold it in place. And then you see that I'm leaving about 0.25 on the center back and also on the side seam. That is the allowance we'll be using to turn the center back and also the side seam, but the side seam is not even necessary since we did not turn the side seam of the top part. And you're going to place your line in this way. Make sure the center back is going alongside the center back of the fashion fabric. Yeah, then after turning it there, you're going to turn the center back, and then you're going to have something like this at the end of the day. I went ahead to stitch it down on the side seam just to say hold down the lining and the fashion fabric together. I did the same thing on this front part, and now I'm going to be turning the shoulder. I'll be using the front line in this way, flip it over to turn the shoulder of the both the front and back. And after doing it on both sides, I have something like this, and this is how neat it came out. Now I'm going to be fixing the sleeve, and for this sleeve, all I did was to use the liquid glue and hemming gum on the hem of the sleeve. Then I folded it like this and pin it down. Later, when I'm doing the ironing for this dress, I'll just place a hot iron on it and it's going to melt and glue it down. But yeah, like I said, it's just a basic sleeve. After fixing it, we have something like this. It's not a puff sleeve, so you're just running it around your armhole like that. Now you're going to just finish up the side seam, do your final measurement and close the side seam. I did one finishing like that I like to do for something like this, but I thought I shared that and I just realized I didn't. But yeah, just go ahead and finish up this top part, and now we'll be working on the skirt. And for this, from the previous video, I shared how to go about cutting out the basque part of the skirt, like how to go about it. Now after you're done, you're going to fold your fabric into four to notch it to get the midpoint. Then you also notch it on the other part to indicate the side seam. Then on the center front, you will be going down to from 12 to 15 inches depending on the height of the person you're working with. I did 15 inches because this babe is quite tall. Then on this side here, I'm doing 10 inches. Whatever it is you have on the center, you're going to minus 4 inches or 5 inches from it and do it on the side. Then on the center back, you're going to mark the same thing you marked on the center front. Since I used 15 on the center front, I did 15 too on the center back here. And now I'm going to connect it, like curve it, blend it into the 10 inches I have on the side. This is something you do with free hand. Just make sure it's something you're comfortable working with, like the curve comes out the way you envision it before making this dress. And once you're done with the first one, the second line or the second curve is going to be the same measurement you use for the first one. 15 on the center, 10 on the side, 15 on the center back. But if you use 12 inches on the center, you're doing 8 inches on the side. Yeah, then you're also doing 12 inches on the center back. But since I'm working with 15 inches, I'm marking 15 on the center back, 10 inches on the side seam, and then 15 inches on the center front. So yeah, you're going to just transfer this to the other side. Just basically go to the side and mark 10 inches and 15 on the center back, then you curve it out. Then I went ahead to cut out these strips of fabric. Yeah, remember I said I worked with 1 inch of this blue fabric. After cutting from the shoulder to the under bust and then the sleeve, I used the remaining one to cut all these strips you're seeing here. And what I basically did was to just join them together. Because the fabric I used for the skirt wasn't up to 2.5, So at the end of the day, I have a whole lot of this strip remaining. So go ahead and fold it into two like this and stitch it down depending on how bold you want this strip to be. At the end of the day, depends on how much you're cutting, but I cut 2 inches. So on fold is now 1 inch. Then I'm going to stitch it down first, following that line and the curve, and after that I'm going to just stop stitch on the other side, like flip it in a way that it covers the joining that I just had on the line or on the curve. Do you understand? You're going to also repeat it on the second line, and after you're done, you're now going to take your skirt and join it to the top. To do that, you're going to get the midpoint of the waistline this way, and once you're done with that, you're going to open it up like this, then bring in your skirt, which you have run the strip down nicely and it's freaking all nice. I'm yet to iron any part of this dress. I keep mentioning that. So what I'm going to do now is to match up the center front of the skirt to the center front of the top. Then the other notch will be going to the side seam this way. I'll pin it down, and then I'm going to pin the open part of the skirt fabric to the open part of the top part, which is the center back here. I'll pin it down. Then I know that the excess fabric I have is allocated to the part I have from the one pin to the other pin. Does that make sense? Because I like to do my gathers this way, I usually mention this in my videos, but in case this is your first time, this is how I like to run my gathers. In case you want to do it first before you fix it to your base, feel free to do that. Since you already worked on the basque part, just go ahead and run your gather stitches, then you gather it to be the same width as your top part, and then you fix it. After fixing it, you're going to have something like this. Because I manage my fabric, the gather still came out so well. And the next thing you are going to do now is to either go ahead and finish up the waistline with weaving, or better still, you fix or you turn it with your lining. I ended up turning with lining, but then after doing whichever one you choose to, you're going to close the center back. Measure from the waistline or the waist joining to where you want your zipper to stop, then you close it from that point down, and then you fix your zipper on the other part, hem the down part, give it a good press at the end of the day, and that's pretty much how you go about this dress. I hope you found it very helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments, and I'll be seeing you on my next one. Be good. Bye.